Max Verstappen wants out. It looks like Red Bull's downfall is set in stone as the Dutchman's camp claims that he now has no intention of seeing out the end of his contract with the Milton Keynes team. Not only that, both Christian Horner and Helmut Marko have been evasive when being asked about Verstappen's future with Red Bull. Here's everything you need to know about the issue. Max Verstappen is said to be considering an early exit from Red Bull and might even take a break to explore his future options. As a three-time world champion, Verstappen has firmly established himself as one of F1's all-time greats, with an impressive 51 wins out of the last 82 races since his first title-winning season in 2021. But the 26-year-old is currently facing his longest winless streak since 2020, before his championship-winning ways, having gone 6 races without a victory since his last win at the Spanish Grand Prix. Even with a 62-point lead over McLaren's Lando Norris in the drivers' standings, Red Bull's mid-season struggles have fueled more speculation about Verstappen's future. Max Verstappen is still in the hunt for his 4th world title, but things aren't looking as sure as before for the Dutch driver. Both Verstappen and Red Bull Racing have struggled to keep up recently, with rising competition from McLaren, Mercedes and Ferrari adding to the challenge. Former Formula One world champion Mika Häkkinen, however, saw this coming, and he's here to tell us why this is happening. Speaking to Unibet, Häkkinen had some encouraging words for Verstappen. He said, "Max has been an incredible talent, working hard, disciplined driver. His performance, his commitment for winning was felt like more than others. And this year has been a turning point. Not necessarily for his performance personally for himself, but to able to make the success, you need a team, you need a car, and you need your personal commitment and discipline to able to win races." According to Häkkinen, the issues aren't due to Verstappen himself, but are rooted in Red Bull Racing's top management. "In my opinion, this path to success could no longer continue like this. This is simply because of the political situation at the team, and he has no help from his teammate. All these things do not help the team and affect Verstappen." Häkkinen believes that the departure of master designer Adrian Newey has impacted Red Bull Racing in a huge way. The Finn added, "It cannot continue because simply would I say politics or conflicts inside in a team. Help from the teammate. All these things have not been able to move the team positively forward, and that influences Max, the performance of Max. Although he's under contract until the end of 2028, Verstappen was strongly linked to a potential move to Mercedes earlier this year after Lewis Hamilton's unexpected switch to Ferrari for 2025. Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff openly expressed interest in signing Verstappen, but ultimately chose to promote young talent Andrea Kimi Antonelli as Hamilton's replacement. Whether Mercedes will reignite their interest in Verstappen ahead of the major F1 regulation changes in 2026 remains to be seen. At last weekend's Italian Grand Prix, Mercedes confirmed Andrea Kimi Antonelli as George Russell's teammate for 2025. Meanwhile, Verstappen struggled, finishing in 6th place, his worst result since the Monaco GP in May, as Red Bull's difficulties persisted. Verstappen referred to the RB20 as a monster, pushing the team to turn the car upside down to get their shaky season back on course. Though he's contracted to Red Bull for the next 4 seasons, a report from Swiss-German outlet Blick claims Verstappen wants to leave as soon as possible, with his camp having already decided he won't see out the full length of his current deal. It's reported that Verstappen's relationship with team principal Christian Horner has deteriorated, especially following the high-profile departures of design legend Adrian Newey and long-time sporting director Jonathan Wheatley, seen by some as a significant setback for Red Bull. With lingering uncertainties around Red Bull's in-house engine project for 2026, Verstappen is said to be eager to leave. However, a lack of available options could push him to take a break from the sport. Given Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri's long-term contracts with McLaren and multi-year deals for Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc at Ferrari, Mercedes might be Verstappen's only realistic option for a move. Mercedes chose not to reveal the exact length of Antonelli's contract after announcing his promotion at Monza, while George Russell's current deal runs through the end of the 2025 season. But reports suggest it could be very difficult for Verstappen to secure a seat at Mercedes if both Antonelli and Russell perform well next season. Verstappen has often hinted at the possibility of an early retirement, pointing to the demanding F1 calendar and the toll it takes on drivers as a major reason he might step away from the sport. At last month's Dutch Grand Prix, Horner expressed his belief that Verstappen will stay with Red Bull as long as the team continues to provide him with a competitive car. Yet he acknowledged that there are performance clauses in Verstappen's contract that could allow him to leave if the team fails to meet certain standards. When asked about Verstappen's future at Zandvoort, Horner said, "I find it surprising how much discussion in the open media there is about this topic. The situation was always clear between ourselves and Max, and I think that others can talk, but we're comfortable with where we're at. It's down to us to deliver. We have an agreement until 2028, so it's down to us to deliver. I didn't see Toto's car performing that well at Zandvoort. 2028 is a long way away. It's down to us to provide a race-winning car. Every contract has a performance clause element in it. We're not going to talk about what those elements are. But as long as we provide a competitive car, we know what the situation is." Even Helmut Marko hasn't been able to guarantee that Max Verstappen will stay with Red Bull in 2026. While Verstappen has suggested that he might consider leaving F1 before his contract ends if he's unhappy with certain aspects of the sport, he had previously stated he would be with the team through 2025. Marko confirmed this commitment for 2025, but notably could not provide a definitive assurance about Verstappen's presence with the team in 2026. When asked by OE24 about Verstappen's future with the team for 2025 and 2026, Marko said, "Next year, he'll be driving for Red Bull Racing. But 2026 is so far away, and for now our full focus is on the 2024 World Championship. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull is at risk of losing its top spot for the first time since the 2022 Spanish Grand Prix. Marko is hoping that Verstappen can soon return to winning form and that Sergio Perez will contribute as well. Perez hasn't been on the podium since the 5th race of the year in China." Marko wrote in his Speed Week column, "The lead in the Constructors has dwindled to 8 points, but we don't have to write off the title just yet, because if Max starts to win again and Checo finishes between 3rd and 5th place, it will be enough to successfully defend the title." Adrian Newey's upcoming move to Aston Martin is the first step in Lawrence Stroll's ambitious plan to create a Formula One powerhouse. The billionaire, whose net worth is estimated at £3.6 billion, aims to shake up the elite and take on Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in the years to come. Stroll is determined to elevate Aston Martin to the top of F1. The team's aggressive recruitment strategy has already seen the signing of some of the sport's top engineers, with Newey set to join from Red Bull in early 2025. This move signals Aston Martin's intention to challenge the current top teams. On top of that, Mercedes' engine boss Andy Cowell is set to come on board as Group CEO in October, and former Ferrari technical director Enrico Cardilli has also been recruited. These changes highlight Aston Martin's commitment to making a significant impact in Formula One. Disrupting the established order will be a challenging task, and part of a long-term strategy, but Stroll is taking the initial steps. The hiring of Newey, whom the 65-year-old owner regards as the most talented individual in F1, marks a significant milestone in Aston Martin's quest to become a dominant force on the grid. Stroll shared with Bloomberg this week that, "Adrian and I have been talking not only for months but actually for years. Adrian is clearly the most talented and gifted individual in F1 based on his track record and history. So I'd be very excited for Adrian to join our team, as I think every other F1 team on the grid would feel exactly the same." Newey has crafted numerous championship-winning cars throughout his illustrious career, spending the past 19 years designing Red Bull's vehicles and playing a key role in Verstappen's recent success. Now, as Verstappen faces performance issues while Newey focuses on next year's car rather than the current one, the Dutch driver wishes the 65-year-old had chosen to stay. Newey's decision to leave, reportedly influenced by internal power struggles at Red Bull, paves the way for his move to Aston Martin. With Ferrari also rumoured to be interested, Newey's switch marks the first major victory in Stroll's grand plan. So, where does Red Bull go from here? And will Lawrence Stroll succeed in making Aston Martin the new F1 powerhouse? Tell us your thoughts in the comments section down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.